Today, we're near Northwich, Cheshire. There's not much evidence to show that huge salt works once littered this landscape. But if you know where to look, there are plenty of surprising clues. For instance, the River Weaver, the main waterway in the area, isn't as natural as it looks.
So at one time, Colin, the River Weaver wasn't navigable?
No, back in the 1720s it was a shallow, twisting, winding stream with floods across it and fish weirs. The Liverpool merchants were determined to get at the salt that lay under Cheshire. So in the 1730s they started building locks, and they built 11 timber locks, which gave boats carrying 40 tons access up as far as Winsford. And then once they had the income from that, it was a non-profit making trust. But the income allowed them to keep modernising, and it was a continuous process right through to the 1890s.
That was a huge investment, and some pretty hefty bridges too.
The reason behind the bridges, there's always been a problem when you start extracting salt. You put the brine out and the land starts to subside. So these bridges are unique. They were designed that 250 tons of the 300-ton weight is carried on a circular pontoon, which is 30-foot diameter. It's 12 foot 6 deep, and it's immersed in the river. Wow. So that carries most of the weight. So it's very little weight on the foundations. So if you do get a problem with subsidence and the ground starts to move and the bridge starts to tilt, it's quite easy to adjust the screws to jack it up back straight again.
And is subsidence still a problem then?
It is. I mean, some of the earliest subsidence in Northwich was in this area. And if you like, I can take you and show you some of the buildings that still remain.
Yeah, great. Okay.
Over the years, salt mining certainly caused the locals a few problems above ground.
What happened down here?
Oh, I'd like to show you this picture, because this was about 100 years ago taken on the spot we're standing on now. And you can see there's been a massive amount of subsidence. This is one of the places where a lot of sudden subsidence has happened. You've got the gap here with cinders filling the holes in the road. You can see all the buildings on the right are actually subsiding at all kinds of crazy angles. One of the buildings nearest the bridge suffered really badly from subsidence, and it was actually due to be demolished. But the local boat owner bought the building, he jacked it up, he moved it 35 feet backwards, which you can see in this shot, and then he took it 185 feet along behind all these houses and brought it back to the road.
That's the original building?
That's the original building. That was a bridge here, Tower Bridge House.
So where these wooden pims are would have been the original ground level?
That's right. I mean, as the land subsided, you could jack the building up, because as the land subsides, the River Weaver's got a fair chance of flooding the area, and you want your house to be high enough, so you jack it up 4 or 5 feet and you put steps up to the entrance.
And is it still something they have to consider with new builds today?
Yes, all these new buildings you see around here are all built on a massive frame, so that the building, if it does subside, will go down on level, it won't crack, and then it can be jacked up if necessary.
As you can see from the map, the Northwich area is a network of roads, railways and canals, all engineering feats in their own right. But there's one particular feat of engineering that stands out above the rest, and it's this, the world-famous Anderton Boat Lift. Now, it's closed down for maintenance at the moment, but on a usual day, you can see boats being lowered and lifted 50 feet between the River Weaver and the Trent and Mersey Canal up here. I'm going to pop down to the riverside to find out more about it. Tim, thanks for bringing me down here to see it. I mean, get a real idea of the scale from down here. Why was it built in the first place?
You've got Trent and Mersey Canal at the top of the lift and also the River Weaver at the bottom. The lift was put there so we could move cargo at speed from the Trent and Mersey, so things like pottery and things moving down onto the lift and then up to the put. We've also got salt as well being produced from Northwich and also down here, which was being moved at the same time.
So quite a useful sort of cargo carrier.
Yes.
And how did it work? How did they get it up and down?
Well, first of all, it was designed exactly as it is today. It's got 2 caissons, a ram under each. As one goes up, the other one comes down.
A caisson just being like a big tub?
It's a huge tank which holds the water. The boat sailing displaces the water, and it's exactly the same weight, no matter how much the boat weighs, or if there's one boat or if there's 2 boats in.
And how quickly can you move those couple of boats up to the top?
It's about 25 minutes. It does take only 8 minutes, though, for the actual lift from the bottom to the top. It's just all gate openings and all the sailing from one part to the other into the aqueduct.
And it's a bit of a treat for me to come down here to sit at the moment, because you're closed for the winter.
We're in our winter stoppage programme, so the actual lift being having annual maintenance done, and we're also having a new exhibition installed, which will be opening in early March.